now. Oh my goodness, that took like 20 years. All right, y'all. Anyway, and welcome to the live. You're hanging out with your girl, Intimacy by your Intimacy and Pleasure Coach, certified sexual health and wellness educator, pleasure specialist, and your relationship enhancement consultant. We hanging out today on the line for a little bit to let y'all get the opportunity to ask questions. We do that on every single platform, on TikTok, on Instagram, and now here's your opportunity right on YouTube. So typically, a lot of the questions that I get are questions related to libido, questions related to menopause and andropause, and then also sexual health questions, okay, which is kind of connected to menopause and andropause, but also the pelvic floor strengthening and bladder control for men and for women, okay? So talk to me. Let me know who I got on here, all right? Say hey down in the chat. Anyway, so we get those questions a lot. And then one of also the top question I do get is, what are the top toys? What should everybody be using and what should everybody not be using? So I posted something recently giving you guys the difference between air pulsing toys and the Rose. Suction toys are the worst type of toy that you could use. Okay, there are 4 different types of toys for you. Number 1 is going to be your air pulsing toys. Okay, air pulsing toys use air pressure to deliver a whole lot of I can't see my chat yet. Okay, I see you. Ooh, it's so small. The chat is so tiny. I wish you could see how tiny this is. Let me take a screenshot so I can show it to you later. You're gonna be like, oh my, it's so little. Anyway, so air pressure toys are going to safely deliver vibration with very little contact, ladies, on the clitoris, which makes it super great. All right, our top air pulse toys are the Pleasure Pod, Womanizer Rose, and a few others. I'll show you those in a little bit. But it's really, really important that you are choosing your toys properly. Okay, so using an air pulsing toy is going to be amazing. Number 2 is going to be flickering. Anything that moves up and down like this on the clitoris, great. Okay, that's a natural motion. That's a non-damaging thing. When you start getting into your bullets, your wands, your rabbits, that's where you really, really have to be mindful of quality. It's very important that you don't skimp on quality when it comes to those. The cheaper they are, the less sexual health research there is in the motors, in the function, and how they perform for your body long term, whether there's any damage, things like that. That's not what you want. Okay, so those are always, that's your danger zone. Where you're beginning to kind of get into a dangerous spot is when you are using a wand or rabbit. You get into stage 4, well, level 4, your suction toys, absolutely not. 99% of those are way too strong. Way too strong. There's only one approved one. It's called the Eros. Okay. And that one is a couple $100 and it requires a prescription. You don't want that. Okay. You can use an air pulser. Get amazing, amazing results for pleasure and beyond. Address your sexual health, increase sensitivity and sensation, regain sensation and sensitivity. If you lost it from a health issue, diabetes, anything like that, or even too strong of a toy, you can repair and kind of re-nourish your pleasure nerves. They help with everything. I get DMs all the time by ladies asking, can a woman be taught to squirt? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It takes a lot more concentration, but an air pulsing toy will deliver it just like that. Okay. It also helps with multiple. So if you're a person who wants to experience the multiple orgasms back to back to back, an air pulser will do that for you as well. And they're great for couples play. It is pitch black outside. Do we have a tornado coming or something? Do I need to duck and cover? It shouldn't be this black here. Not at 8:35. Okay, sorry y'all. Anyway, so number 1 air pulser is going to be the Pleasure Pod. Now y'all buy these out every week. My clients flip out over the Pleasure Pod. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And you can feel free to ask your questions. All right. So there's the Pleasure Pod. All right. Now, yes, it does look like an earbud. It's supposed to. It's designed to look very, very inconspicuous. It also has nice, a nice little fun touch to it too. But it's designed to look like a standard earbud, okay, an AirPod. Of course, a little bit larger because it still has to function on the body. So this little area right here, soft premium food grade silicone, nice and squishy, super squishy right there. And it just goes right here. All right. And ladies, you just administer that to the clitoris just like this. Hit the button. Very, very quiet, not super duper loud. Okay. Nice function on this and you good to go. Okay. You got 5 levels. Now, what's cool about this and what makes this my number 1 is it's super compact. Highly, highly effective though, because it's so small and it still packs a powerful punch. That's why people love it. But it also has the case. So remember, we talked about it looking like earbuds. Okay. So it's supposed to be very incognito Here's the case. All right. So you get a self-charging case right here that has a magnetic lid. So you place it in there. It's going to start flashing and you'll notice, boom, the light is flashing. It's now charging. All right. Once it's charging, all things are good to go. So it's going to magnetically stay in there, but it also has a magnetic lid. So once you have that magnetic lid there, you're good to go. All right. As long as you have power on the case, you can charge the device on the go. You'll see the power indicator there. We got 3 lights that will light up when it's on full. I'm sorry, y'all, I was eating cookies. You got 3 lights that'll light up when it's on full, and you'll notice that those lights will dwindle one by one when it's time to put it on the charger. Okay. So you got, where we at? We're on level 2. Okay. We're on level 2 right now. There you go. So you see 2 lights, okay? And that's it. Now, if you want to save your battery power at any point in time, you just hit this button right here, and it'll go off, okay? Now, for those who are just popping on, if you're following the channel, hit that subscribe button. You'll see my website listed on some of the videos. But if not, go to intimacyedit.com. You'll see every single thing, every single toy, all right? All right, so there she is. Like I said in the case, this is number 1 because of the size, because of the shape, because of how quiet it is, how effective it is, how compact and discreet it is, okay? And because it has a little bit of a, of illusion of something else, okay? Yeah, that's been out, Shanty. Remember I told y'all was a storm coming? It just knocked the signal out of the entire website. I mean, the signal of the whole house. So y'all on my phone right now, but there's no Wi-Fi signal right now. That went out way before the live started. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's out. So we don't have any Wi-Fi right now. It's pitch black outside. I don't know what's going on. We may need the duck and cover. We may need duck cover. I don't know. All right, make sure y'all play around and moderators and exercise, clicking on things to see what's going to happen if you tap the screen and all the things. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been live on YouTube in a long time, and it was a little bit different the last time I was on. Okay, so if you see any different things, little functions and what have you now here, go ahead and click those so we can see what they do. Y'all are top fans. Brendan, it says you have 25 XP. Shanty, it says you have 50 XP. I don't know how y'all got those, but you got them. Brendan, it says you're number 2. It says Shanty is number 1. Top fan. Oh, I see some stuff down there. Can y'all tell this our first time going live on YouTube? I see. Those are cute. Push all the buttons so we know what they look like. Okay. And then, like I said, make sure y'all get familiar with like how to block people and what have you. Let me see. You can remove people. Put user in timeout. I guess that's a mute. You can remove them. You can report. You can pin a message. Okay. Anyway, you just got to hold down. I held down one of y'all names, see what we do. Anyway, so you have the pleasure pod. All right. That's the pleasure pod. Here's Rush. Rush is our number 2 toy right here. She's a great a clitoral stimulator. Also an air pulser. No tenderness, soreness, swelling when using the air pulser. That's why they are so great. I was about to say, yeah, I'm live. Why you ask me that? Okay, the signal just came back. So all y'all Instagram messages coming through. When I had already sent you say, am I live? And I was like, not yet. Anyway, so there's Rush. She comes in pink. She comes in green. The pink was just actually sold out today. They actually just sold out today. But if you want to grab her, you absolutely can. Somebody put the website in the chat for me and see if you can pin it. Where's Rush in the green? Here she is in the green. Okay, this is our number 2 air pulser right here. Number 2. Now we have about 8. So the fact that I'm giving you number 2. So there you go. This one is delivering that air pressure just the same. Highly functional. This one has a little more surface area, of course, on the hand. I don't know if that is hyperlinked or not. If it'll let you put the W's, type it again and put some W's in front of it and see if it'll hyperlink. You've got, like I said, a little more handle to hold on to this one. This is why it's a favorite. It's right behind the pleasure pod as far as function and everything and popularity. But it's just a little bit larger. Just a little bit. It fits real nice in the hand, not too big. I'm just trying to see what it'll let click. Nope. It'll let it show. Did you put the dot in there? Try with a dot. It won't let me comment. It'll let me see comments, but it won't let me comment. I want y'all to know these comments are so tiny on the screen. They're so little. Anyway, so that's Rush. Now, the one that y'all people love to see the most, of course, they ask me about, is the what? Do we want a Q&A sticker? No, I don't want a Q&A sticker. Is the roses. All right, let me see if that hyperlink. No, we can pin it. That's it. We can pin it, but it won't let it. When I tap it, nothing happens. So these are actually what we call a womanizer rose. Okay, womanizer is the originator of the air pulse technology. Everything else after that is a copy. It's a replica. They Christopher Columbus some really good technology, trying to make it their own because everybody wants to get in the air pulse market. The suction toys took they took the cheap way and they just used suction, suction, suction. It's a no. Okay, those are the most damaging toys on the market. But these, however, will get you together. So you're using air pulsing, pushing. Okay, pushing, pulling motion to kind of create a nice puffy motion. And there you have it. So these are some of the most effective around to give the high levels of pleasure without doing the damage, without having any issues on the body. No soreness, no desensitization. You have to worry about damage to the clitoris or anything like that. You don't have to worry about your body, losing that level of sensation sensitivity over time. These are actually going to help put your body in a better state of sensation and sensitivity. Okay. So you can always, always, always trust an air pulser to deliver in every department for pleasure, for protection, for increased sensation, for repair, and for, like I said, squirting and multiples, all the things y'all want to do. Here you go. Okay, she comes in two colors, red and pink. And if you want to see that she's not a suction toy, a lot of people find it hard to believe because she looks like one. Okay, and just know it's just as strong. It's highly, highly effective. So you're not losing any function here at all. So you can see it's not sucking on my finger. I barely tapped it, and you can see I was leaving that little depression on my hand. These are a little mountain. Okay, so that what it's doing is bringing blood flow to the surface. When you have more blood flow, you have more pleasure. So arousal and sensation and orgasms are way, way bigger, much stronger for you. Okay, so they can deliver a whole lot better without any is this back on over here too? Yeah, it is. So they can deliver a whole lot better without any risk of damage. Okay, so that's why the air pulsers are always going to be top tier. You always want to make sure that you have an air pulsing toy. Point blank, period. All right, if you're on the site, wave at me if you're on the website. Okay, so yes, make sure you lock this in. This is one of our top toys as well. It's called the Womanizer Rose. Now, do we have others? Absolutely. You have the all-inclusive. Where's all-inclusive? I'm sorry, y'all. I put the all-inclusive toy away. I put it away. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Here it is. All right. So here, this is all-inclusive. I got a lag over here. It's the signal. I'm telling you, it got really, really dark outside, like really, really fast. So I think it's about to storm, and I think it's throwing the signal off. So is my voice not matching my lips? Is that what it is? Mine look puffy right here. Is that what it is? All inclusive is a little more gentle than the other ones. Okay, so you've got air pulsation right here for the clitoris. So you got a nice handle. You can just put it on like this, or you can flip it over. It's matching. Let me know what it's doing. If it's freezing. Okay, so you got a nice handle to hold on to, but the handle is also textured. See the texture on there? The handle is textured. And the handle also vibrates. So you can flip it over. So this one is two toys in one. Oh, it paused. It froze a little bit. Okay, gotcha. I think that's what it is. Okay. So all inclusive is highly effective, especially for those who are not sure of what type of pressure level they can handle and you want to stay gentle. you want to go with the all inclusive. It comes in purple, it comes in blue. For those who are new, welcome in. Make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, and you can feel free to ask questions. We do talk about all the things here, and we do provide y'all with some of the best toys around, some of the best toys in the world. I will source and look for and make sure y'all got the best of the best. And of course, ladies, we want to make sure everything is functional for you, and also, really digestible. Okay, that just the colors and the cutesy things you like, purples and blues and pinks and what have you. We got some new things coming in as well. All right. So yes, if you just popping on, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And for those who are shopping at intimacyedit.com, go ahead and get your item in your cart. Let me flip over to the air pulsers. Hold on. Erotic. And this video will be available to replay. Okay. So there's a Ventura Curve. Ventura Curve, I'm sorry, I was talking about that. Ventura Curve is the number one for dual action. Okay. If you like G-spot and you also like clitoral, you want to go with the Ventura Curve. All right. So you'll see the nice function on that one. You got air pulsation here too. So it has the same function as the Pleasure Pod. There's a little thumper in the inside of there. Same function. So you're getting great clitoral stimulation, and you're also getting vibration on the inside. That's going to hit the G spot and a little bit farther back. So it's not a rough toy. It's not a jackhammer. Everything doesn't need to be strong unless it's cheaply made. And we don't do those. We're going to give you the best high quality bedroom accessories you could ever have. Okay. The best toys you could ever have. So it's functioning great inside so much that it actually helps to relax the body. So the body can actually focus, because this end on the outside is intense. But remember, intense doesn't mean damage. Doesn't mean it's too strong. Okay. At all. It means it's highly, highly effective. Okay. Oh, my voice is getting scratchy again. So, at any rate, make sure you lock yours in. Make sure you lock yours in, okay? There's a Ventura Curve. Now, most of the air pulses, y'all cleared out today. They're almost sold out. If you got questions, drop it in the chat. Always. You can always comment on any of the content, and we good. We testing out the live over here today, and making sure that we can get our YouTubers on board, because we everywhere else. Everybody else having a ball except for the people on YouTube. And we want to make sure that we answer your questions and fix that too. Fix you guys up with and give you some of that good information that everybody else has already been getting for the past 6.5 years. And y'all been missing out over here on YouTube. All right. And let me see. The only thing I did different was I didn't privatize the video. Well, I know I didn't make it. I didn't age restrict it per se. They just asked me, was it made for kids? Yes or no? And I said no. And that's it. Because we can definitely get in quite a bit of trouble if this live is just straight public. So it's public. But I think they call it as not unlisted. It's not unlisted. I don't know how to describe it. It's a special little category where they just won't market it to kids. Anyway, let me get back over to the studio and see if I can monitor over here. Yeah, it just says public. Yes, it says public, not unlisted. Anyway, but yep, anybody got questions? So y'all, like I said, we're low on stock on our pleasure pods. Pleasure pods will be back. They may be back sooner than later, because so many people didn't get one, and so many people flipped out about not being able to to get access to it. So we just might go ahead and throw a special restock in for those who didn't get to get the pleasure pod. If you got an air pulse toy, if you drop some comments in the chat for me, so they can know. Shout out your favorite air pulser. Active stock. Air pulser. Don't put nothing in there that we ain't got no. So Shanty, don't be yelling out womanizer. Well, you can say womanizer because you have the womanizer rose. What's your favorite air pulser? And remember, couples can use air pulsers. I got you. Couples can absolutely. Okay. Couples can absolutely use air pulsers. Okay. Guys, partners like to hold the air pulser on the clitoris while you guys, are engaged in play. Shanty talking about Teen Womanizer. While you guys are engaged in play, fellas, you can hold the pleasure pod on the clitoris, really, or any air pulser on the clitoris up top, and and for intercourse, y'all can still, kind of do what y'all want to do, and it definitely heightens things, increases. Brendan says pleasure pod. It definitely increases lubrication. It heightens, it boosts up blood flow for her, which heightens more sensation, boosts up arousal. She has a fantastic time. She has a fantastic time. So just saying, don't be afraid to incorporate toys to your bedroom. This is the thing. A lot of times, so women are about 40% more likely to add a novelty item into the bedroom than men. Okay. And a lot of that is just ego. A lot of that is ego, right? Simply believing that if you're adding in a toy that she's saying you're not adequate, and it's completely false. Okay. That just means she wants to up the game, or maybe she wants to increase sensation. There could be a health issue going on where she's desensitized, but sometimes it's just about addressing her nerves properly, which for a lot of women, we don't get the pleasure nerves addressed properly, and you got 10,000 of them. So the last thing you want to do is shortchange her for pleasure and then still expect her body to overperform, lubricate at its max where everything is wet everywhere, right? And she's making all the noises that you want to make, and you're not actually addressing her body right, right? Shanty said, invest in disposable mattress pads. You're gonna need them. Use the air pulser because the squirting is insane. Especially use it back to back. You'll be like, whoa, oh my. You're gonna need them. You're gonna need several big bath towels. Stack them on top. Fold them in half. Stack them on top of each other. Don't ruin your mattress and your sheets. Okay. You can have all the fun you want to, but I don't want you to ruin your bed. Get a waterproof blanket or something. But air pulsers have helped so many couples to up the game. So fellas or partners, don't be afraid of adding a toy in. I say fellas, don't be afraid of adding a toy in. It just may help to increase sensitivity and sensation for her, where the end game is the same, and you get a better response out of her during the act. Use it a little bit for a couple of seconds. You could take it off and put it back on and take it off. You can be a really playful with that and really up the game. And it's not going to take over. A lot of people think, well, if we start using the toy, she's going to enjoy the toy more than me. That's completely a myth as well. If you're doing it right, you should be able to have some good conversation. So I always say, do all the same things. If you're a talker and y'all like to talk your talk. Okay. The whispers in the ear should still be happening. The kisses on the neck, all the things. Still do all of the things that you would normally do. Keep the closeness there, and you can still administer the device. And you can talk, give some commentary about, where and what level. You can still do all the things. And you don't have to, feel like the toy is in control. It's not. You're in control. When she's at work, she's going to be thinking about how you were talking to her and kissing on her neck, and you put the toy there and you took it off. She's going to be thinking about the fun y'all had together. Okay. Y'all had together. She's not going to be like, oh, I want that toy back. She's going to be like, that was great. Because for us as women, it's a whole experience. So you'll create the experience. You won't be worried about a toy when you're competition. It's your tag team partner. Okay. It's your buddy. It's just your bedroom buddy. You don't have to be worried about that. If you do it properly. All right, fellas. All right, fellas. Don't y'all be, in competition with your girl's toy. Now, if you feel like you're in competition with her toy, and she has something like a rose, now we got a problem. Now we got a problem. Because like I said, those are suction toys and those are the worst. You can get her a better one, an air pulser. That's your compromise. Get her an air pulser. Start using that one with her. Y'all can have a whole lot of fun. You won't have to worry about her being desensitized. You don't have to worry about it taking over. You don't have to worry about it wearing down her nerves. And now you feel like you're doing everything. You're doing foreplay. You touching her. You doing all the oral, and you feel like there ain't nothing happening here. Her body's not responding, right? That's what happens when you use the rose. You don't want that. The rose is not a good one. Okay, what you say? The two together, tandem would create a euphoric situation, and will. So when you are using an air pulser in the bedroom with your partner, it ups the game. It ups the game. Arousal for her is heightened. The better arousal she has on the clitoris, the better lubrication you're going to have. You're going to get a far better experience out of her. The walls actually engorge and relax, and that prepares, the body for intercourse and entry. So The everything is relaxed. She can, y'all can do more. She can handle more because her body is completely in position because you're giving it what it needs. So you can use an air pulser as a teaser, right? Don't feel like you have to compete with the toy. So like Brennan said, use the two tandem together. You can have a whole ball. You don't have to use it the whole time. But if you're using a rose, that is the absolute worst. If it's a suction toy, do not use those. Okay, toys are not all bad, but that one is. That is one I do not, as an intimacy coach and certified sexual health and wellness educator, I will never, ever, ever advocate for the rose use, not for solo and not for couple play at all. That is one of the most damaging toys on the market for long-term use. There's very little sexual health research in using that long term. If you use it on a regular 6 months to a year, you now get that sucker on high and nothing, no other level works for you. And the person has a difficult time, even with their, they're doing all things they can do for oral and maybe they, it used to work for you and you enjoyed what they, what they were doing. I've had couples where they had a great sex life at first and they start adding the rose in. It was great. It got to an apex and then her body started getting more and more desensitized. And they're like, what happened? We add this in for play. Yeah, the rose is a no. Okay, if you have a suction rose, discontinue use. If you want a better toy, come on to the site, get an ear pulser. You will see the it pinned right there, intimacy edit. We are live streaming on the website as well, so you can shop at the same time. But let me see, the pleasure pod is on the screen. I need to put up the adventure recurve. If you want the dual action version, you want adventure recurve. If you want the whoops, the little bend feel. If you want the clitoral version, you want the pleasure pod, looking like the earbud. This one right here, goaded. Just saying. Okay, if you want the best of the best and air pulsing for pleasure and everything else, you want this one. Okay, you're not gonna find one with a self-charging case like this that gives the illusion that you have earbuds. Nope, not gonna find it. Good luck. Not gonna find one at all. That's why that one is top tier because it's highly functional. It's very, very effective. It's not too. It's powerful, but it's not overly done. So it's delivering air puffing, rapid fire. It does its job. For those, like I said, somebody said pleasure pod in the chat. Pleasure pod, insanely effective and pleasurable. No damage whatsoever. We've had the pleasure pod for 2 years. It's been the number one toy since then. But you don't get swelling. It's not an aggressive toy on the clitoris, and the rose for a lot of women can be. A lot of women have come to me suffering in silence because they were embarrassed to tell their doctor, "I'm using the toy and I don't feel much anymore." And then they come to me. They see me on social media talking about toys, and they're like, "Do you recommend the rose?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, why not?" And I tell them why, and they be like, "Okay, well, I was just asking because I had one, and now I don't feel anything, and I thought something was wrong with me." Like, yeah. So I've had ladies say, "I think my clit is broken." I have, nope, 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 nope. Put them down. Put them down. Okay. So yes, you use an air pulser, life changing. So this is the dual action one. That's Adventure Recurve. Highly recommend this one for the solo play. And if yeah, for solo play. And if you want one for solo and couples play, get a pleasure pod. Get a pleasure pod. If you want something more gentle, get all inclusive. Okay, all inclusive. And then you got Womanizer Rose. All these are air pulsers. We don't do suction toys. You'll be hard pressed to find someone who is going to help educate you on toys and not just give you any old thing. A lot of people want me to sell the rose. I will not. I know what it does. I've had way too many clients come to me with clitoral fatigue and clitoral exhaustion and clitoral damage and nerve pain and all that after using it for, continuously. It doesn't mean they use it too much either. They talking once or twice a week. That's normal. That's normal use. You can use an air pulser every day. No damage. None. You can use it 5, 6, 7, 8 times back to back to back to back in like 20 minutes. Nothing, no damage. You're going to be hypersensitive, can be a great thing because tomorrow you won't need to use the toy with your partner in order to get the same reaction. You got a whole lot going on. It's increased your sensitivity to the max. So now they barely blow on you and you like, whoa, what is happening? They could turn on the ceiling fan on high and you could just lay there and be like, this is fantastic. You'll have that level of, of sensation. So yeah. Everybody wants that, right? Everybody wants that. So last thing you want to do is just go get something that is super cheap, that fits your budget, and it be damaging. You don't want to do that. That's not worth it at all. It's not worth it at all. Why? Get invest in a better toy because your sexual health and your body matters. Your the feeling and sensation that you have on your body matters. So when you're using any old toy just because it feels good for now, and you don't know that it's the long term damage is no. Well, now you know because I've informed you that that's not something you want to be doing. If you're using too strong of a bullet on the clitoris or you're using a suction toy, stop. Okay, air pulse is far more functional. It protects the pleasure nerves. You don't have to worry about being all swollen in recovery time because you used your toy. You got the orgasm. You had a good time. And you're like, that was fantastic. No, okay. And then now what? Now you got to have it on level 10. Level 1 and 2 used to work for you, and now it doesn't. Now with oral, no one can get any reaction out of you, and you have to use the toy in order to get the same reaction. It's called clitoral fatigue. Now, we are very much pro toy. There's about 4 dozen toys in here. And the rose is a toy I refuse to ever sell y'all. Simply because I know the damage it does because I've coached about, 800 or 900 ladies through clitoral fatigue. Okay. Absolutely want and need that I have it because of the education you give for me. Oh, yes. See, you got an air pulser. You had the rose, right? And you had experienced the desensitization. Yes, Shanti. And we got you in a womanizer. Womanizers are great. Just saying. Any toy, that air pulser that says euphoria, or any toy branded womanizer, gonna get you together. Okay. So we got you in an air toy, and you got all the feeling back and the sensation back. We've had to do that for so many people over the years. The rose came out in about 2019. That's actually when I became a coach, coincidentally. Air pulsing came out about 2016, about 3 years prior. And yes, it's a higher cost because it's a better technology. You're in heaven with your air pulser, baby. The thing will take you to outer space. Okay. A lot of people think, well, am I not going to get the same pleasure? It's going to be heightened, if not better. And you can do it back to back to back to back. I had a client, so she used her toy 9 times back to back, and she had an amazing time. So no, you don't experience any of the cons. There are only pros with an air pulser, but they just have a little bit of a higher price tag, and it's not astronomical. You're talking about $40 versus $80, $40 versus 70, $40 versus 100, depending on if it's dual action or not. If it's got dual action on it, yes, it's going to cost you more. There's more technology here, and all of our toys are backed by sexual health research in their design. Same as the Pleasure Pod. Okay, so that's an outside only one. So once you tap into the air pleasure technology and you know what's appropriate pressure, how to administer it properly, what is the body like? Oh shoot, we open the floodgates. So yeah, we always going to give you the better. Make sure you hit the follow button. We always going to give you better when it comes to pleasure and sexual health. So yeah, you can have some of the best toys on the planet here. And we make sure that every toy over here is vetted. We don't play about that. We're not just gonna give you any old thing. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. Anyway, so yes, if you have not, if you haven't followed, make sure you subscribe. And if you are you gonna tell me anything else? Let's see. Oh, that's weird. Make sure you subscribe. And if you want to shop, you can always go to the site at any point in time. Go to Intimacy Edit. Um, what you say? Super Soaker Status and will. Um, Go to the website intimacyedit.com. You'll see all the things. The air pulse category has all the air pulsing toys. So you'll see Adventure Recurve. That's this one. You'll see the Pleasure Pod. Okay, you will see all of my top toys in that air pulse category. Okay. You'll see all the air pulse. So anything in there is just no, it's already top tier. Okay, already rated. This one was the number one toy of 2023, and it's held a nice high spot, and I mean global. 2023. The Pleasure Pod was made about 2 years later, so you've got wonderful function. Both of these for clitoral stimulation and feeling. Get ready. Because like I said, you about to soak up everything. But just this one has the internal vibration part that goes in the G spot. All right. So y'all can ask your questions. We got about 20 more minutes. 20 more minutes to hang out. So make sure you asking your questions. Just keep it in bounds. And you good, but make sure you hit that follow button. All right. And yes, if you're shopping, you can go to intimacyedit.com at any point in time, whether you see me live or not, whether I post or not, you can always hop over there and grab your toy. Or anything else. The lubricants are over there. The new flavored lubricant line is dope. Just saying. All all the flavors are good. The pineapple, the peach, the watermelon, and we tested some others that didn't taste that good. But those, watermelon, peach, pineapple, um, raspberry, watermelon, apple, creme brulee, salted caramel, white chocolate, raspberry truffle, chocolate, peach cobbler, frosted cupcake, mojito, sex on the beach, I'm missing two. Butterscotch cotton candy. Now I heard the bubblegum lubricant was very, very good. Okay. My colleague got the bubblegum in and she tested the bubblegum. I haven't tried that one yet. She said it was super good. And I was like, okay, we'll add that one in. There's about four that are nasty that we will not bring in from that particular line. That is the tropical passion. It's a no. The strawberry kisses we tried, disgusting. Vanilla cream we tried, it was disgusting. And there was one more, the cherry. I'm not a big cherry fan. So we won't bother with those. We won't bother with those. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Now did I miss anybody? Did I miss any questions? We typically get questions, a ton of questions when we're on TikTok. So I want everybody to feel like they can't ask those. All right, let me see. We got 908. Yeah, I got about 20-25 minutes. Okay. Got it. I'm sorry, y'all. I had turned my head for a little while. I was checking notification. A lot of y'all, I'm getting y'all DMs on Instagram and everywhere else about which toy to get. Which one do I recommend for you? Because like I said, we do have several air pulsers and they all have different pressure levels. So don't think that they're all, identical, because they're not. You're not going to get an identical experience with every single one. Okay. Some are going to be a little stronger. Pleasure Pod is strong. Womanizer Rose is strong. Okay. Not damaging, but they are strong. You want a little, Adventurer Curve is nice and balanced, like Pleasure Pod. Womanizer Rose is strong. If you want something a little more gentle but still highly effective, you want Adventurer Curve. That was the purple one that I held up for y'all with the vibrating handle. There we go. This one. You want to go ahead. You want to grab that one. If you want something that, like I said, that has some nice balance on it, you're not really sure pressure level, power level, what works for you. You want something a little more gentle, but you want it to do all the work. You want the all-inclusive toy. Okay, it comes, that's the little lavender purple, but it also comes in baby blue. So we would highly recommend that one, especially for those who are first timer. Maybe it's your first toy. You're not sure yet, right? But just know that the AirPulse category on the website is fantastic. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and follow. You can ask all your questions. You can DM me on IG if you need to. Search Intimacy Bay on IG and on TikTok, and I got you. Okay. If you got questions, drop it in the chat. But yes, we will make sure you have the best. Now, I'm not, for those who are new, we don't just do toys. We want to make sure you get everything. We have some of the top lubricants around for sexual health and beyond. My menopausal ladies, we got you in that department because our silicone is one of the best on the market. My couples toys, couples who want their toys, sure, get a We-Vibe. The We-Vibe, amazing. Where's my We-Vibe? Hold on. The We-Vibe, that's not it. The We-Vibe is hiding. Or is it on my desk? I just saw the We-Vibe. We were just talking about the We-Vibe. Like the other day, someone asked about what to use for couples play when your partner doesn't want a toy. And we talked about using something remote control first. And then we talked about eventually getting the We-Vibe. My We-Vibe is missing. It's on the desk. It's not missing. It just means I laid it down somewhere. It's probably in a bag. It's probably in a toy tote somewhere. I was probably showing somebody how many toys fit in the bags. And that's probably where it is. Anyway, that's probably where it is. It's probably in this drawer. Oh, also the pedal pleaser. We talked about the number one toy, but the number two type of toy is flickering. Um, and I totally forgot about. We haven't talked about the pedal pleaser in so long because we always get violations on every other app when we show it. Okay, but there she is. This one is also a really good body safe one. Okay, she has the vibrating tongue and also the bullet that hits the G spot, so you get nice contact there as well. Okay, so you can have a whole party with this for solo. It vibrates inside. You got, function on the outside. Did I put what on sale? The pedal pleaser. The pedal pleaser will never be on sale. If I had a million of these, um, oh my gosh, I'm down to the last two, but it's not on sale. The pedal pleaser wasn't going on sale. There were some other ones that were going on sale. Just in case was going on sale. That's this one with the pod for the for charging. You ever seen Wally? It looks like that little case Eva was in. Here is just in case. You got the super hot pink bullet internal use, and I'll be used on the clitoris. Oh, I thought you said, did I put it on sale? Did I put it in the sale? I did not tell you these letters was little. Did I put it in the safe? No, there's nothing in the safe. Safe is empty. There's nothing safe. Um, the um, the pod for this one is self-charging and also has a UV light in there. But nah, the safe is empty. So it does. It's time. Oh, there's the light. Can y'all see? It's a little purple light on there. So yeah. You've got the see it's lit up. So this one does provide UV sanitation while it's in storage and also charges at the same time. This one will be going on sale. A lot of people like this because of the not just the pleasure benefits, but also the sexual health benefits. Because it has all the all the things, right? For keeping it clean and a nice private storage. This one also has the magnetic lid, like the Pleasure Pod has a magnetic lid, so it locks in place and it stays in. So you just charge this in the back. So the Pleasure Pods case is much smaller. It looks like AirPods. So there's the Pleasure Pods case. And you just pop that in there, let that charge. Also magnetic. And so is the lid. So you have a ball. Pleasure Pod is always is the GOAT though. It's always gonna be number one. Always gonna be number one. What's up, Sykes? It's always gonna be number one. Okay, got it. All right. But like I said, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Well, you can always ask any questions regarding anything else. We were talking about the pheromones earlier. So I am not just a toy sales. When we start talking about intimacy and self-care and sexual health, that covers everything. So all of your, self-care products, all your pheromone things in particular, make sure you got a good lubricant, making sure you're taking care of yourself, making sure you're tapping into the CBD category. Our CBD muscle rub is fire for muscle relief. You're in pain, you're not thinking about intimacy, right? So yeah, we do address that as well. Even the CBD lubricant allows you for ladies who have really painful intercourse. Maybe your partner is really large, they're very well endowed, or maybe you have a condition, sometimes even a tilted uterus, things like that. The CBD lubricant will definitely help you to have that comfort, and it helps the walls to relax. Especially like if your body just does not respond to foreplay. There's a small percentage of women who experience that. So it's a thing. So we're not just pleasure over here. You love the CBD rub. I love the CBD rub. We're not just pleasure over here. We'll help you in all the other areas as well. You can always ask questions, right? Because everyone's question, concerns, and curiosities are always different. Different for everybody. That's why I have thousands of clients. And everybody's, goals and needs are completely unique to each person. So what you got going on is what you got going on. It's all good. All right. So if you got questions, you can always ask those. Some people like to just hang out in the pheromone category. They're not interested in lubricant. They don't want a toy. They're good in their department. Some people are single and they just like, nah, I just want the fragrance. Okay. And then they get a partner and they like, I want everything else. And that's fine. In your own time, you can get exactly what you need. But we're going to make sure we cover the bases for you and all the things. We kind of a one-stop shop when it comes to self-care and intimacy. We used to have a really, really good extensive bath and body line. Our bubble baths and stuff like that are retired right now until we find a new vendor. We got to find a new vendor, which I'm confident that we can. I'm confident that we can. All right. Anyway, y'all got about 15 more minutes. Congrats to those who are shopping this morning. The pelvic floor sets are almost sold out. Okay. I use it on my back because of my scoliosis and also on my forehead for my migraine. I got to start using it on my forehead. I use it on my back after I work out. Not just my back, but my legs and everything. My legs and everything. Anyway, so yeah, I love the CBD muscle rub. I do. Y'all got me for about another 15 minutes before I shut it down. We were going to see if how long we could go not before I get sleepy, because we got it. We're going to do an hour over here, which we're at 45 minutes, but to see if I was actually going to go live on Instagram too, because I know Instagram is calling. Everybody's asking me when the next time I'm going to go live on Instagram. I'll be over there soon and very soon. Okay. So I don't know if we'll pop over there now, but we might after this, but I would like to give everybody the opportunity to hang out with me live, because if we get the real questions. We get the real questions. You don't have to just sit behind a screen and watch a video and then be like, I really want to ask such and such. You can ask at the same time. So the forehead relief is amazing. I haven't used my CBD muscle rub on my forehead. I use it on my back. I use it on my legs. When I've been working out, I haven't worked out in a while. And I do some exercise where I'm up and down, squats, whatever. Then, yes, I'm putting it on my thighs. I'm putting it, y'all know, them glutes, they get sore from whatever you're doing. And, of course, on the arms. That's an amazing CBD infused cream. CBD infused muscle cream to help relax. Anyway. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. And yes, of course, if you're grabbing fragrances, lock in those colognes, okay? The colognes are going to be out of stock for in a couple weeks, about 2-3 weeks. Those are standards. They have a MOQ. That's a decent little size. So we would have to hit that. So we'll probably do a bunch of pre-orders once everything sells out. We'll do a bunch of pre-orders and get everything back restocked. Okay. But y'all still got them in stock right now. You got Blue Ember, you got Earth's Desire. If you don't have those, you losing already. You already losing. Okay. All right, everybody good? Make sure you visit the site intimacyedit.com and come say hey to me over there. We're live streaming there at the same time that we're live streaming over here. Okay, y'all got about 10 more minutes with me. I'm gonna have to make a code just for my YouTubers to get free shipping while I'm live. Okay, yeah, I do that. We're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to make a standard one now that, like I said, I'm back. Y'all remember I was locked out of my dashboard. I'm back in it. We'll have to do a YouTube one for. Let me see. Come on. Let me do that real quick. Totally forgot about that. All right, free shipping. Do I want to do a minimum? Oh. Okay, I fixed that. So yeah, I did create one with a minimum $40 purchase. Use code YouTube and you can get free shipping. Now that will be deactivated after every live. I'm just telling y'all. But stay a subscriber. You won't have to worry about it. Okay. All right. Everybody say hey. Let me know who I got hanging out with me. And then we're gonna flip on over. But yes, for those who are new, if you're new to following me, I've had quite a few people follow me in the last couple of days. I am an intimacy coach. It's a very interesting business. It's a very helpful and fulfilling business as well. So no, I don't just sell toys. We have conversation. We talk about relationships. We talk about love languages. We talk about how to talk to each other. I do answer a lot of relationship questions here and there. I know that sounds contradictory, but once one person asks, it kind of takes over. So here and there, I answer a lot, you know. Oh, I see your hand wave. Hey Shanty, hey Shanty. But intimacy coach is so all encompassing of everything we do for ourselves first, and then other people. So some people put intimacy in the right order, okay, so that things can be addressed properly. Is the goal? That's always the goal. Okay. Whoops. Just keep slipping on my hand. All right. So yes, for those who checked out, good congratulations. We got new stuff on the way. Some of y'all have seen all the new things on the way. There's a new womanizer coming, Liberty 2. Um you said it's easy to have? What you mean? You said YouTube subscriptions easy to have. There's the Liberty 2 is coming, and there's a new glow in the dark rose called the Rose Glow. Okay? It's baby blue and it does glow. It has an LED light at the top, and when you turn that on, the toy glows at the top. Okay. So the Rose Glow, excuse me, the Rose Glow is super cute. That's the newest one that'll be coming in. All right. All right, all right, all right. Everybody good? What we got? We got 9 minutes. And then we're gonna hop off. But like I said, you can always ask your questions. When you get your orders, like I said, you're always good to follow up with me. I don't want anybody to feel like because you made a purchase that you can't talk to me. I'm not that business owner. The once you make a purchase, I want you to talk to me. I want you to ask questions. I want you to get your order. Like, I got my order. I want you to unbox it and show everybody, you know, what you got. Even if it's just, especially if it's like perfume cologne, you know, you're comfortable with that. But what I don't want you to do is feel like you can't talk to me because, you know, you spent some money, you know. Yeah, the Melrose is coming in. I forgot about that one. The Melrose is coming in. Oh, you talking about, yeah, because it doesn't cost. So there will be a membership. The membership will be different. And the membership will have some exclusive content eventually. After we hit we have to hit 1,000 followers and 4,000 views. And then we can operate the membership feature where there will be some exclusive content over there, and it'll act just like a subscription and a paid subscription. So you can do the free subscription and hang out with me, or you can do the membership. And the membership will cost. So the Melrose, I can't wait to get that in. The Melrose, fellas, I found a nice vibrating suction toy for y'all. You know, for self play. Y'all know May is International Masturbation Month. Did y'all know that? It is. And so I made sure I brought the guys a couple of, you know, a couple of little playthings in. And that one just, it didn't get in time. It was out of stock and everything. So now I found that I could still grab it. So yeah, we're going to bring that one in too. So ladies, y'all got 2 air posters coming in. Fellas, you got the Melrose. But yeah. Anyway, if you're hanging out with me, make sure you bookmark the website, intimacyedit.com. Know that everything ships super discreet. Know that I'll be here to give a lot more education all the time. So you don't have to worry about that. All right. We want to make sure you got the best information. Always. My throat is just fading. It's going downhill. It's just going downhill. Anyway, but no, I will eventually activate the membership, and sometimes we'll go live just for members. Sometimes when the product launches, the VIPs who sign up for text alerts, y'all know about it, but I may only give information on something in the in the membership. No, I don't want that. But yep, I got y'all. And we'll see how that works with gifting them. I don't want, moderators. I love if you guys could, like when we do that, get to that point, if you could pay for membership. But I may not even worry about y'all, you know. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, got it. Anyway, always keep in mind that yeah, if we're live here, we're live on the website too. That way you can interactively shop at the same time. Until we get to that point, we can link it on the live. They won't let us link it just yet, but know that they should be. We should be able to do that once we hit 1,000 followers. Um, what the membership? Everybody doesn't have it. You have to earn it. Once we hit 1,000 followers and 4,000 views is what I was getting at. Then yes, you can activate it. It's not available for everybody. It's something you have to set up. So we'll set up the membership feature, and then I'll do some exclusive content, videos, and what have you, over there. So no, everybody won't be in there. It's just called different things in different places. But yes, that's what it's called. Over here it's called membership. Everybody, some people have access to it and just don't use it. Some people want to use it and don't have access to it. So we are working to activate the membership feature, and also the shopping feature. Eventually, once we get to a point, we'll be able to put the website like on the content, stuff like that. Like it'll be, linked. It'll be hyperlinked. It'll be connected. Okay. My bad, y'all. Trying to make sure I don't miss any notifications. All right. Anyway, yeah, a bunch of orders went out today, so I don't know if anybody was in there. I don't know if anybody was in there, but y'all missed out. If you don't have colognes, Lord have mercy, fellas, you don't have my pheromone colognes. I don't know what you're doing with your life, ladies. If you don't have the pheromone fragrances, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I'm just saying. But yeah, I have to see what I'm gonna do with the membership yet. I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna put in there. Um, and I got to look and see what's allowed. I don't want to violate any community guidelines. If I put some educational information in there, for like milking, I know y'all know what milking is, but it's something for the ladies to do. And then you may not know what that is, and so I don't want to. That's why we're on Patreon. It's like why we're on Patreon. Anyway, it had stormy. It just got black. Let me know what y'all got going on this evening. Everybody check in, talk to me. We got a couple more minutes on here. Everybody check in and talk to me. Let me know what y'all doing. Um, ooh, my shoulder itching. A funny thing that I'm finding is that there's a lot of men sharing my anti-rose posts because they're anti-rose. And they think that I'm anti-toys. I'm speaking out against toys. And I'm noticing they're not finishing the video. They're watching enough of it, like, yeah. Instead of finishing the video to see that there are other solutions that I hold up, because I wanted to educate first, but I don't want to hold it and be talking about the rose if people think that the one I'm talking about is bad. So I picked it up a few, seconds in. And there's a lot of men who are sharing it. Like some are genuinely sharing it because they understand it's damaging and they notice difference with their partners. But some are sharing just because they feel like it's competition. Fellas, come on now. Get it together. Get it together. Don't do that. All right, y'all. We have about a minute and a half left. Yes, that's something I will not talk about publicly, Brendan. That was a topic that's supposed to be on Patreon, and we couldn't get the live to act right. We couldn't get the live to act right. So, like I said, that was something I had to do. Oh, you doing okay? New York Canvas. Gotcha. There was certain content that was so restricted because of the content. Hey, Chambriel girl, we about to get off. That was some content that was so like I was like, we're gonna get in trouble for that. I didn't want to. There was content about squirting and a technique called milking that I was going to teach y'all on Patreon. And, I was just going to use my diagram, show y'all and everything. And that, we would go live and y'all could practice. You could just do the motion or whatever. But anyway. All right, y'all. Like I said, if y'all shopping, go hit up the site. The fragrances are almost gone. If you need to replace anything, you need to restock anything, now is the time. If you need to grab anything for, no, we can talk about it over here. I can't tell you what it is. I won't tell anybody what that is, privately or publicly. It has to be content, because it's very specific. It's a very specific technique. So you good, Brandon? You can ask over here. I just can't. I'm not going to discuss it because I want it to be exclusive content. And it is a little detailed. It's detailed. Anyway, but yes, Father's Day. Let's go back to Father's Day. If you need to get fragrances for somebody, y'all better get those. Get those colognes because y'all be so sad when stuff sell out. So sad. Mm-hmm. Hold on. We good over here? Mm-hmm. Anyway. But yeah, Shambria, we about to hop off. I said I was going to do an hour over here and hang out over here. And we've had a great live. We showed everything we want to show. Did we not? We said all the words. We said orgasm and all the things we want to say. Mm-hmm. Now, I will go back and watch it to see if there's any notes from YouTube saying you said this. Don't say that no more. Ooh, we gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. We didn't say orgasm a lot, and we didn't say clitoris a whole bunch. We can't say that on TikTok. And lubricant, lube, and C-ring. You said it was fun. Mm-hmm. So yeah, y'all hype up the YouTube because we don't have restrictions over here. Like TikTok is one of the most restrictive on a live stream. Lord have mercy. No, not over here though. Not over here. No, I put all type of stuff on YouTube. YouTube, okay. I'm gonna give a little info. YouTube isn't actually considered a social media platform. YouTube is a place for information. It's like a library. It's like an encyclopedia. But YouTube isn't considered a social media platform, a social media app. It has now added things in to keep up with social media. That's why they did the shorts. That's why they, but we could always go live. But that's why you have the shorts, and people are just putting their reels from TikTok and Instagram and Facebook into YouTube now. That's it. Or people record longer videos and put a snippet in other places so you'll come and watch the full one. But YouTube is a place for videos. It's not a social media platform. And so, it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna hop off. We did have fun over here. I'll be back later. I'm gonna go take me a nap real quick. What time is it? 9:34, 9:35, and it is pitch black outside. I'm gonna take me a nap. I'll be back in the middle of the night, and we're gonna go into the wee hours of Sunday morning. All right. If you're gonna be up with me then, let me know. And if you shopping, you grab anything, let me know. I know, fellas, like I said, if you're grabbing stuff for Father's Day, ladies, if you're grabbing stuff for Father's Day, you better come on. I only got a couple of those fragrances left. Fellas, get stuff for yourself. Get something for yourself. Or ladies, if you got a man in your life, make sure you get them their fragrances, okay? All right. Especially if you're missing out on one. There's only a few left. It's gonna be weeks, like I said, before I restock any fragrances. What tonight? I'll likely be on TikTok for a little bit, and we'll see how TikTok goes. And we may flip over to YouTube for a little bit. Um, Probably for about an hour or so. Yeah, because we talk about everything over. We showed all the toys. Make sure y'all get your. I reset the pleasure pods on the site for those who want to grab the number 1 toy. Number 1 toy around, liking the pleasure pod. So we'll be back on TikTok later. But at some point in time, yeah, will I hop on YouTube? Sure. We're gonna try to do an hour at a time, a few times a week. You gonna be up tonight? Okay. But yeah, I'll be in both. And if we're on TikTok and y'all want to flip over to, if we get like violations and stuff, it said as usual. If we, what was it? If we get like violations and stuff, we'd be like, y'all, let's go to YouTube. YouTube would just be the place. You know what I'm saying? We can flip over here. I do need, hold on, Shambria, I'm going to make you a moderator, okay? I need to make sure that I have mods on, good mods on, because we could pop on at 2 a.m. You know how we do everywhere else. And then somebody say something wild, you know what I'm saying? And we be like, Lord, have mercy. Make sure I got Brendan, why your account ain't lit up blue? I completely added you as a moderator and it did not take. What the heck? Brendan, now your name is blue. That was weird. It took you away as a moderator. I made you a moderator before I even started the live. Weird. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back on both. So we'll be seeing, like I said, I'll be live more in the other places, Instagram and YouTube and Twitch, less on TikTok. Simply because we're experiencing so many restrictions and y'all got so many questions about sexual health and pleasure, the pelvic floor sets and everything. And I can't answer any of the questions anymore because of their community guidelines. I can't, I hold up a toy and be like, this is number 1, blah, blah, blah. Boom, we got a violation. You know what I'm saying? I say, hey, go get the womanizer rose. Boom, we got a restriction. I try to show y'all the tops, 1, 2, and 3, right? Pleasure pod number 1, rush number 2, womanizer rose number 3. I try to show y'all the tops. Boom, restrictions all over the screen. And I'm just like, I'm trying to answer y'all questions and give y'all what y'all want. And the TikTok just won't let me. Not anymore. We've been there 4.5 years and they will not let me show y'all anything without penalty. They're just changing how they punish me. They used to just cut the live altogether. Now they just restrict it and bury the live so nobody can see it. And they punish me for like 2, 3 lives out and they shadow ban it. So we go from having 50 to 100 viewers to having like 8 for hours now. And I'm like, whoa, what was that about? So anyway, so now we'll be over here much more. Make sure, for those who just popped in, hit that subscribe button. I am Intimacy Bay, your intimacy and pleasure coach and certified sexual health and wellness educator. We're running down our top pleasure items, our top toys, and answering questions. So if you got them, drop them in the chat. Also, you can always shop with me, intimacyedit.com, and grab all the things very secure. If you got questions, you can always DM me on IG. Just search Intimacy Bay. I'll pop up. You can search me on TikTok too. And say, hey, I saw you on YouTube. You sure can. You sure can. Okay. For those who have signed up for text alerts, y'all should have some incoming notifications next week. Okay. Next week. Okay. All right. Everybody good? All right. If you tuned in to this roll call, say hey. Sound off. Let me know who I got on here, and then we're gonna hop off. Okay. But know that, yes, you can absolutely, talk to me and ask questions. The goal of being an intimacy coach is to help people. And sometimes what I plan to talk about is not what your needs are. If you're a viewer at this particular time, you may want to ask something else. You may need to ask something else. Yes. What's up, Brendan? You may need to ask something, something else. So it's super important that I be here to kind of take in what you're talking about, to answer your question, and everything. Oh, okay. That's roll call. I need to figure out. I know we got to figure out your text notes. Brendan's works. Shambria's works. Shanti, I don't know what's going on with yours because it's still filtering out messages. And when new stuff comes, then this going to be, a problem. Because you're going to miss out on notifications and stuff. And we don't want that for you. Nah, 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 nah. Anyway, all right. I got a notification somewhere and I don't know where it is. I heard it. All right, y'all. All right, I'm hopping off. Everybody good? Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm gonna see y'all later. I'm gonna holler at y'all over on TikTok. Um, yeah, yeah, now I got it. You said my name. I was expecting you to say something else, like, "Hey, I'm here," and you was like, "Coach," and I was like, "Yes." You know, if you say "Coach," I mean you got a question. That anytime somebody say "Coach," that means you calling my name. So I just didn't take it like that. That was your sound off at first, but I got you. Okay. Um. Shanta, you got something going on. I don't know with your settings because I think it's filtering out the site. When I sent you, um, did you get the picture or did you get the message? Because I sent it in pieces. Let me know if you got anything. Because I even split it up and sent it at different times. There was a photo that went with the text blast I sent out, and there was a little blurb that went with that too. So let me know what part did you get, if you got nothing at all. Okay, nothing. Oh, yeah, girl, we got to figure that out. We got to figure that out. So anyway, all right, I'm hopping off. I'm gonna see y'all later. Thank y'all for hanging out with me on YouTube. We're gonna be here, like I said, a little more often because we have a little more. We have, well, not a little. We have a lot more freedom over here. And then we'll see. Like I said, I don't know what time I'll be live on Instagram, but I got, we definitely gonna have some fun over there. All right, so I'm gonna see y'all later. Bye, y'all.